Welcome to the Dr. R. Craft CSS positioning tutorial. CSS positioning allows you to change how an element is positioned on the page. Let's start with static positioning. All HTML elements by default are positioned static, one after the other. This is what's commonly referred to as normal flow. You can see that all of these paragraphs are positioned static according to the normal flow of the page. Now let's move on to fixed positioning. Fixed means relative to the viewport of your device. So you can see this fixed positioned element is now at the top here. Now all other HTML elements on the page act as if the fixed positioned element does not exist, which means fixed positioned elements can overlap other elements, like this. See, this fixed positioned element is relative to the viewport and is affected by the top, bottom, left, and right properties, and fixed positioned elements are not affected by the scrolling. Next, let's look at relative positioning. Now, relative means relative to its original position. So, this element is moved right according to its normal position. Now this paragraph is positioned relative according to its normal position with the top and left properties. Now left, in this case, does not mean to the left, it means from the left. So if you actually wanted to move the element to the left, then this value would have to be negative. However, this element's reserved space is still preserved, unlike fixed positioning. Finally, let's look at absolute positioning. Now, absolute means relative to the nearest ancestor that has a position other than static. If no such ancestor is found, then it'll just be relative to the HTML page. Now, this absolute positioned element has the same style as the fixed positioned element, except it's positioned absolute instead of fixed. In this case, the difference between fixed positioning and absolute positioning is that absolute positioned elements are affected by the scroll. This concludes the CSS positioning tutorial. Thank you very much for watching.